Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel and hanging out with me a little bit. And guys, one of the things I always ask myself, is this video going to cost me my entire audience? Because some of the topics I talk about are a little bit edgy, a little bit controversial, and I want to dig into that a little bit today. I want to talk about some of my more controversial videos and why I do them, and sort of have a discussion. And mainly, guys, I really want to hear your guys' opinion on this, what you all think about it after I get done with all this. And if I look sleepy, guys, I freaking am. We stayed up super late last night watching fireworks with the boys, and they didn't want to go to bed. And we didn't get to bed till super late, so I'm dragging a little bit this morning on today's episode there. Also, guys, before we get started, just a big thank you I wanted to extend out there for me and my family, everybody that keeps Intuitive Angling on the YouTube channel here. If you hit that subscribe button, you're really helping out a lot. If you're using all the links I put in the description, especially all you guys that are using my Tackle Warehouse link, guys, if you're one of the viewers that have used and bookmarked that link for your tackle purchases, that's going a big way to keep Intuitive Angling on the channel. So thank you very much for all the support there. We really don't take that lightly, and much appreciated. Okay, guys, I want to talk about this a little bit. Everybody knows, everybody thinks I stir the pot and all that, which that's not my intention to do so. And I want to talk about some of these controversial videos and why I do them. Okay, first of all, who wants life to be a bread sandwich, man? It's like, does everybody, what kind of world would it be if nobody could voice their opinion in it, and we couldn't have civil, critical thinking discussions on different topics? That's what makes life interesting. It's like, I will talk about anything with any person out there as long as the conversation is respectful and civil. That's what everything's about. That's how we learn. That's how we understand that as human beings, we are all this big mixing pot of different opinions and ideas and theories and that type of stuff. That's what makes life interesting. And a lot of people, for some reason, they're not wired like that. It's like if they hear something that counters their worldview, or counters their version of reality, or counters their belief system, or counters the way they were raised, or whatever, they get all puffed up about it, and they freaking get offended that anybody would dare throw an idea out there that they don't agree with. And guys, if you're one of those people that are sort of in that camp there, I just would like to invite everybody to really become a little bit more open-minded, and not be quite so judgmental, and just listen and talk about the subject without attacking the messenger. That's the problem we have right now. Like, on a lot of things, when a lot of topics come up that people are uncomfortable with, it could be my channel or whatever, they tend to just attack the person talking about it instead of digging into the message behind it. It's not like when I do a video that's controversial. In my opinion, I don't see why anything I would do would be controversial. A lot of people, they can't engage in the topic and the subject and discuss it. They have to attack and point out the messenger for simply bringing it up. So let's talk a little bit about some of the more controversial topics I talk about. I'm going to explain to you why I do it. Obviously, the big one, guys, well, we're going to go through the whole list. There's a bunch of them, but one of the big ones is my anti-tech, my forward-facing sonar, stance. Some people consider this controversial, but the vast majority of people don't, guys. So make no mistake about it, 85% of the people in this country, the bass anglers, are against forward-facing sonar and advancing electronic technology. I am completely convinced of that. You do have a very vocal minority of the people are adamant to advance that technology for their own personal benefits. But the reason I do that, the reason I talk about that topic a lot, and it's not because I want to get clicks or anything, it's because it's the right thing to do. It's like, I consider myself a guardian and a steward of the sport, and a lot of my topics that I talk about that I feel are a threat to the sustainability of the sport are those topics that people get bent out of shape about a little bit. Forward-facing sonar technology is a big one out there. It's a big threat. Anytime I talk about climate change, man-made climate change issues, which is not a hoax, it's a scientific reality, regardless if people want to accept that or not. Anytime I talk about that, trying to tie it into bass fishing sustainability, trying to tie it into ecosystems and biorhythms of our planet, and different type of issues. I mean, some people just get bent out of their mind about that. Literally, they cannot, they can't even discuss the topic without getting offended by it. But again, I don't bring that up just out of nothing. I bring it up out of my concern for the future sustainability of the sport. Those are the two big ones right there that really cause people a lot of issues. Another one, guys, is me being critical of the industry and the tournament world to a big extent. I have earned the right to do this. Guys, I've done this for a living for over 40 years, fish professionally, and I understand the industry. I understand the tournament organizations. I understand the motivations behind it. And one of the things that I feel like when I talk about this is I'm trying to educate, I'm trying to bring awareness to the public and to those organizations in general about what they're doing to undermine their own success. Because just because somebody owns a company or an organization does not mean it's in the best hands. And there's a lot of people like myself out there that have been there and done that, and we've seen what has failed and we've seen what has been successful. And I want those organizations to be successful. I want tournament fishing to be successful in the United States, but I also want it to be responsible. And I also want it to have the bigger picture of the sport in mind in terms, again, of sustainability. And you hear me talk on this channel a lot about sustainability issues. A lot of people I find, in life in general, they tend to look at life very short-sighted and what is just in it for here and them right now. And one of the things that we have to learn as human beings is we can't be concerned about ourselves as much as we're concerned about what we're going to hand off to the next generation. We have got to be the stewards and the guardians of what we leave behind. That's what people do, man. That's what people that are concerned about the bigger picture in life do. They try to leave things better than they were before they found it. And when I talk about technology issues, when I talk about environmental issues, when I talk about climate change issues, when I talk about different type of conservation issues, my sole intent is to leave this sport and to leave this planet better than I found it. And like I said, some people just can't get on board with that because they can't see beyond here and today and their own needs and their own wants. And then some of the fishing videos I do, guys, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows like my stance on braided fluorocarbon. I think it's ridiculous. Everybody knows my stance on drags. I think it's ridiculous. I think you should back reel and thumb bar. I have got a lot of strong opinions on fishing. Those fishing opinions that I have been formed through my own personal experience and my interaction with my peer group of other pros, my time on the water, my tens of thousands of hours of time on the water. So when I give you guys an opinion on bass fishing, I'm giving you my opinion based upon what I have experienced personally, what I have learned on the water, what's worked for me, what has not worked for me. So don't take offense to that. Just because I'm telling you something that works for me does not mean that you have to get bent out of shape because it doesn't work for you. I mean, we see that over and over again. I mean, there's so many techniques that I will talk about that I think are worthless or are really good, and other people will just say, Randy, you're stupid, you don't know what to talk about. When I talk about a megabass jerkbait being the standard, the bar that is set for jerkbaits, and no other jerkbait compete with about it, I believe that because I know it is. And some people say, oh, that thing's overpriced or whatever. And then if I talk about some lure that doesn't work, like the fish are getting conditioned to a whopper plopper, somebody say, Randy, you're full of it, I just ripped them on a whopper plopper today. So you're always going to have those trolls out there, and you're always going to have those critics of your topics. But just know the point of this video, guys, is I do not, when I do these videos, like I said, I'm trying to I'm trying to create a product here with intuitive angling that when I'm dead and gone off this planet, that I can leave something behind and I can teach people, about bass fishing and maybe something about our world that I have learned from my own time on this earth that I think is important to pass along. And like I said, there's no need to get bent out of shape about it, man. If you don't like what I do here on Intuitive Angling, there's a lot of other channels you can watch that will not offend you. If you just want, life to be unicorn and rainbows all the time, and you don't want to hear the reality about how Bassmaster's making a bunch of bad moves in the sport or something else that makes you mad, you know, you can live in that denial of reality, but I think it's a lot more fun to have a discussion about it. And like I said, it is so refreshing to have discussions about things you don't agree with other people if it's done respectfully and civilly. I have got friends out there that I've had throughout the course of my life. We don't agree on a lot of things. It could be, all the sensitive topics in life we don't agree with or whatever, but we've been able to have a lifelong friendship, or I've been able to have a lifelong friendship with these people because there's an element of mutual respect there. About they tell me about the way they think, I may say, man, I don't agree with that. I think that that's the most ridiculous thing in the world, and here's why. And then you just leave it there. You don't have to harp on it. It's like that. You've got to be able to compartmentalize and appreciate the good things that you like about another person, and also appreciate those differences, because that's who we are as human beings. So anyway, guys, I welcome all the comments here on the channel. I don't welcome any comment that is mean and vitriolic and hateful and attacks the messenger with ignoring the message. I don't have the time or patience for that, because so those comments get deleted every single time. It's a waste to even make them. But anyway, it's just a good thing. It's just a good thing to have an open, honest conversation with everybody in your life here. I think it makes us all grow as people. So anyway, guys, I do appreciate you being part of the channel here, and hope you guys are having a good day. We'll talk later.